Hello friends and families, welcome back to another episode of Building a Custom Keyboard with me. Today's theme is going to be on the cheaper side of things, as I want to see what kind of things you lose out for going as budget as possible. So for the kit today, this is the Feker JJK84 T1. I stumbled across this about a couple of times last month when I was browsing other things, and I was amazed by its price tag at just 118 ringgits. So I went ahead and placed an order for it. It is a non-exploded 75% layout tray-mounted keyboard, so everything is packed closely, which then gives you more space for your mouse to move around. I will say that it is a pseudo one-piece keyboard since the frame on the top side is just a side skirt, and you can definitely use the keyboard without it, but nah, that's not make it too ugly. This design also helps you build or mod the board faster since everything is just 6 M2 screws away securing the plate, and by just taking it off, you can get to the other things such as the battery, yeah, this thing is tri-mode by the way, and the mounting points. Okay, for the switches, let's go for the tried and true Gateron Milky Yellow Pros. This is one of the best budget options when it comes to sound and feel in the market right now, and the Pro version actually came factory lube. Well, I top it up with a bit more with my own 205G0 and the springs with some 105G0 as well. It actuates at 50 grams of force with bottom out at around 73 grams. Because the keyboard casing is transparent and it only has a single color LED backlight, which is white, let's stick to the theme. And let's use some black on white keycaps, which I got it here. These are cherry profile and made out of PPT, but too bad it wasn't double shot PPT, so it doesn't come with extra keys like your delete, page up and page down in different row heights. So we'll have to make do and use some of the novelties as replacement. The printing does look nice and quite clean though, so no complaints from my side. Since this is pre-assembled out of the box, let's just try out the stock setting by mounting the switches and keycaps, shall we? So clearly, this board is like really bad in stock due to the hollowness, and it could be even more hollow if it wasn't as big as a TKL. But we're gonna fix that. And yes, the steps are not that tight and there's a little bit of wobbliness. It ticks, it scratches. Well, but at least it is a normal size stem, so we just need to give it some lube love and banding and it should be good to go. Since we are going to mod all of this, the Gatorade Milky Yellow Pro itself is a deep and talky switch, so let's do the tape mod and adding a layer of thin PE foam to get that creamy deep sound. Also, since it is a tray-mounted keyboard, we have some O-rings lying around, so let's make a light burger mount out of it to reduce the case sounds a bit, shall we?
Sounds pretty good after all the mods, right? Well, minus the oh so ever annoying steps because they are just cheap. But anyway, after finishing everything up, I say the Feker JJK84 T1 is a pretty simple board to help someone kickstart their custom keyboard and modding experience at a very low price. But as they always say, you get what you pay. So at 118 ringgits, what do you lose out? Well, first, there's no full N key rollover. Man, in 2023, really? Hiya. No full N key rollover means that you cannot press all the keys down at once, and the maximum you can get in this board is about 5 keys. Even in some combination you can only press 2. At this point alone, I can already exclude it from the league of gaming keyboards, as it already fails the needs of rhythm gamers in general. But if you are not one of them and you just play things like Dota, CSGO, or anything that doesn't require a bunch of key presses at once, be it your single player games, well, you've passed the first checkpoint. The second checkpoint is that it doesn't come with a daughter board, as the USB-C is directly soldered on the PCB, which means that you cannot over-configure your mods in terms of vertical height, which is a bit of a bummer. Well, the entire cost of this board is at about 303 ringgit. To say that whether this is worth the price, we'll need to take a look at what kind of things you are seeking after. If you're on the side of getting as much value out of every single buck, there's actually some pre-built boards that can be much better than this at this price point. For example, the recently launched Techwear Phantom Plus Elite TKL. It has full N key rollover, all the gaming related software to use with, and it doesn't look too bad from the get-go. On the other hand, if you want to print everything to build something for yourself, I'll recommend you to get something like an MMD87, which is around 160 ringgit, and I'll tell you, I'll happily pay that extra 40 ringgit plus difference since I own that board, and you'll get 1. A bigger layout, the full RGB with lots of presets. Well, that's number 2. The third one is pre-clip panel steps made to actual standards and comes with a 4000 mAh battery. Yes, 4000 compared to this link's measly 1000, which is not in the box by default. And its build quality is much better. And don't forget, it has a daughter board. So the TLDR of today's build is, you get what you pay, so don't skim on the keyboard kit if you can. It'll save you a lot of trouble and migraine along the way. And before we close off the video, remember to check out our Facebook page, The Keyboard Collectors Malaysia, links down below, to find out more about the mechanical keyboard hobby, and there's an internal marketplace for buying and selling stuff, which you can score some pretty nice stuff from time to time. That's it for today, and we'll see you in the next one.